welcome to episode 3 of the Azerothian archives, you guys. So what we have found out so far is that we are a recruit who has been brought into the Stormwind after the Stormwind army kind of been stretched thin. The reason that the army is stretched thin right now is because forces have been sent out to battle the Horde, forming and fighting the Alliance over the recent periods. So we have been recruited to kind of help bolster the force, defend Elwynn, the territory close to home. So with that, what we have found is that while the Horde hasn't set up in Elwynn Forest, we are dealing with a lot of different kind of threats that should be taken seriously. So the humans of Stormwind are dealing with a multitude of issues. They are dealing with kobolds that are invading them. They are dealing with wolves and bears that are attacking livestock and potentially like the humans. They are also dealing with Murlocs, who are small but really dangerous in numbers, and they are actually taking out some of the guards from the Stormwind army. There's the Defias Brotherhood, who are a band of humans who are pillaging like farmers' land, and they are destroying their homes and farms, or they're taking the resources for themselves. And then what we're getting into today is the Gnoll problem. Gnolls are a little bit of like a kind of just a little bit of history. Stormwind was destroyed in the First War, and post that, it has been rebuilt by the Stonemasons. So, with that is of the recap of since we have been helping all of the threats that I've listed so far, become deputy in the Stormwind army. We are a paladin, so we are also a Knight of the Silver Hand, which was formed by notable paladins like Uther the Lightbringer. And so we're just in that organization. So not only are we a Knight of the Silver Hand, but we also are deputy in. Also, if you are an Alliance player, you may not know who this is, but along with Uther the Lightbringer, Archbishop Alonzus Fowl, he also helped Uther in forming the Knights of the Hand, if you didn't know that. So, we're going to go ahead and get started now. We have to go ahead and help Westbrook Garrison. So, the garrison on our western border sends word of increasing Gnoll and thief activity. They're requesting we send more Stormwind soldiers, but we just don't have any to spare. You can help, we could use it. Go and speak with Deputy Rayner at the Westbrook garrison. He needs done. Garrison is down the road to the west. After you cross the bridge over the brook, it's to the right. So we're gonna go, and it's gonna be down. And definitely, Mom, the music is absolutely phenomenal. I think even Horde players can appreciate music, and is our... It's very peaceful, but it's also a little bit light. It just is like you're taking your first steps into your adventure. It perfectly tells the narrative of waking up into a new world. Exactly, Moss. I agree completely. One of my favorite things that I did whenever I was going to school for a short time for vocal performance was I took classes on theory, and there were projects that we had to do where we interpret instrumental music like this and trying to see what the actual music was trying to tell you, which is what we're going to be trying to do in World of Warcraft as we journey. I love that kind of thing. Exactly, Mark. And there's something to be said for music that's instrumental, but also, and I've got to brush up on my skills with it, so I'll just throw out my own interpretations, and that's where I encourage you guys in chat or you guys in the comments on YouTube to go ahead and give me your thoughts on what you think this music is. Like me and Moss just said, the Elwynn music, it's a nice classic fantasy piece, but it's very much like peaceful, but also whimsical and just getting you kind of excited and eager to go on your journey. Now, with this being said, we'll be analyzing kind of like what the music is telling us, but then as always, looking at what the environment. This is probably the garrison. Wanted poke. Wanted, Hogger. A huge gnoll, Hogger is prowling the woods southwestern out. He has overpowered all attempts at his capture. Stormwind army has placed a generous bounty on him. In the reward, bounty hunters should bring proof of Hogger's demise. Marshal Dugan. We'll get some good like leg. I love swapping a buff for.
What can I do for you?
I can't believe the officials in Stormwind sending the bulk of our army abroad when our home front is under so much pressure. With thieves coming from Westfall and Gnolls encroaching from the east, west, it's a wonder Stormwind itself isn't besieged. So now we have found out the thieves, that the Defias, they're actually coming from Westfall. That's what our character knows. Again, when I'm reading these quests, I'm gonna look at it from the perspective of my character, not myself. I've been playing the game for quite some time. I know who the Defias Brotherhood are, but for the sake of discovery and fun, we're going to look at it from the perspective of Lorik, Paladin. He doesn't know who the Defias is. So, with that, all he knows is that we've been fighting the Defias Brotherhood, and now Deputy Raynor just told him, oh, the thieves are coming from the west, in Westfall. So.
King's honor, friend.
And we have found out that the Stormwind army has been sent abroad to go ahead and fight other threats. Hi Sal, how are you doing? Marshal Dugan sent you a. Well, you're not from the army, but if Dugan sent you, then that's good enough for me. Our situation is, to say the least, a stressed one. I hope you can give us a hand.
Go with honor, friend.
Gnolls, brutish creatures with no decent business in these lands, have been seen along the borders of Elwynn Forest. A large pack of them, many more than we can handle alone, have infested the woods south of the guard tower yonder. Another group has infested the areas Stone Cairn. Stormwind army will come. Whoever helps kill them, bring me their painted gnoll proof of your deed. Alright, so we see that they are
Be careful.
very much they have overrun pretty much the forest. This is the tower, so it's probably back here where the gnolls are. Got young forest bears and... Alright, so the thing that we have to be careful with that when they're in groups like this, they might all try to smoke you, and that may not be great because you might die. So we have to be careful what we're... There are going to be people here, which is great. Okay, so with Ed and this person is amazing. Oh, 1 second. Let me make sure that my So what we see is they also seem to the flesh of whoever they defeat in their campsites. So what we can see from them is that they seem to be pretty primitive. Hi, Ruthless. We're doing our archive series today. So it's nice to see you. have barrels and stuff here too. So I wonder, they've got some of these hints that are like with this, but it looks like they also may steal. It looks like they steal maybe linens and stuff and sew them together. Unless this is the makeshift campsite of someone else. You can see they've got barrels and mugs and pillows and stuff, so it seems like they're smart enough to realize that, hey, these things might be useful. Oh, that is a... Oh, you're a rare. I don't think we're gonna beat that. Alright, so there's Hogger. Hogger is actually a little bit easier. Heck yeah. Perfect. He's 42 already? Oh, that's cool. Nope. Guess they want to. Alright, I need 3 more. I know that there was the Gruff Swiftbite or whatever his name was. Oh, perfect. This starts a quest. So... Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we'll do some more talking. So typically the Gnolls are pretty dangerous, so it's always a relief whenever people will help you. And in Elwynn, this is one thing that I remember is that a lot of people will group up for Gnoll content because they're just you're constantly having the issue where it's like, hey, I'm sitting there and I'm getting overwhelmed by Gnolls and I need more people. And obviously the mobs can only be tagged by one person, so you have to sit here and actually get into a group. Go ahead and you have to get into a group to go ahead and complete this quest without dying 100 times. If you're playing a fire mage list, I think my favorite mage spec would probably be. It used to be Frost, but I believe now my favorite mage spec would probably be Arcane. I just like the way in retail the abilities and stuff look. It's really so we need 2 more armbands, and the drop rate has which is fine, we're not in a rush. That's hard. Zone, thank you so much for the follow. You're having a good day so far. Got 8. Great. Yeah, so this is stream scythe we're doing. Okay, so in classic TBC Wrath of the Lich King, what happens when you fight Hogger? Go ahead and you defeat him, and he's dead. So got it.
Greetings. Need help?
Hey, Lorik, have you been Gnolls?
Light be with you.
You've been busy. You have our thanks for.
For the Alliance.
we have to go to gold. Perfect. I just want to check and make sure there's nothing in here. So these are, this is their little like garrison, kind of like a little operating base for army units and stuff. So you come in, and they have these up here. These, obviously they are to show like weapons, and like if you walk in and you want to put your weapons down, you can put them on these things. But this is also convenient if like soldiers need to really quickly arm up and start fighting. You see that they have their shields, and as per usual, the Stormwind army alliance like crest is on the actual like shield itself, which I think is really like cool. It's usually, I believe, with shields and stuff, I believe they are painted on, which is kind of cool. Okay. Oh. A morale officer, what is this? And so, one of the things that you can see that usually keeps morale up, especially in like medieval times and stuff, is beer. Beer and like mead and stuff. So you can see that you can buy these alcoholic beverages here. In older times, I believe that as thanks for like helping with specific things, they like, so if like, let's say like an army or something sits here and they take out some foes for like a certain like city or town or something, people might give you gold. Others might give you like food and things like that. But then also people will sit here and they will give you ale, which is like obviously like
safe travel.
Oh gosh. Well, this is ruthless, obviously, because it's a gnome named Scared of PvP, and your guild name is Wiggles Her Moonkin Tail. What is that name? That is insane. Alright, pat you. Hello, my good twin. So in these, so you've obviously got where you are going to have your food storage and ale storage, but you also have like the little barracks where they can go ahead and sleep, get dressed, relax, and just kind of like sit around, talk as needed.
Light be with you.
This is a picture that is very constantly. I've probably seen the same picture in Goldshire Inn and other inns quite a few amount of time. And then usually on the top floor of these things is where the actual like leader of the contingent is here. So we can go up here and see who's up here. They're gonna make a fool out of me. Yep, they made a fool out of me. There's no one up here right now. Which is fine because I guess it makes sense because of the fact that they have like a lot of their army's forces like gone to things. And these swords are quite quite big. I do not know what human is going to wield these swords. That is insane. The little pigtails. Oh my gosh, and you have a cat on your tabard. That's cute. I like your design. Ruthless. Perfectly good gnome. I can wield those swords. Okay. Up here, what you've got is you can go up here and you can go outside usually. And what it will do is it will take you out here. Now, this is good because archers can stand here, and if there are forces coming from this direction, they can like shoot. And technically in this situation, they could put like archers on top of these things to kind of keep a vantage point and stuff. But as you can see, they've kind of strategically placed like their garrison and like a lot of their places, because you've got these rivers and stuff as kind of like stopgaps, or like so forces can't just automatically like come in and like quickly get here. They might have to go into the water, or they might have to go ahead and crowd up on that bridge and walk over, and then that can make it easy for the army to go ahead and like take a lot of enemies down at once. Obviously, you don't have a really good vantage point from here because of the fact that you've got this big tree right here. You also see this tower over here. Usually in the tower, you've got the fence that's surrounding the wall, the short walls that are surrounding the base, which adds a little bit of protection. But what you have up here is also, you see how it's built. That way archers can look out from all different directions, whether they're just looking out or whether they're firing at enemies that are coming in and invading. Just a little bit of the little bits of architecture stuff that I know about. Oh, I didn't see this. So there's more barracks over here, but you also have your armor and your shield crafter too. So it's like, I'm sure if they need to like repair their armor or whatever, they might go to like Goldshire and stuff, but also they can get their weapons and stuff as well. And you can yourself purchase a lot of this, which is well, like I have a gray weapon right now, so if I wanted to, I could go ahead and see if there are any like basic vendors that have like weapons for me. Moss says I would not be able to sleep in that room. I think I could. I've lived in college dormitories and stuff before. It's not that bad. Oh, also something else that I wanted to talk about. So, what you see in, and I kind of talked about this last time, but I wanted to talk about it again. So you see that you've got your main city of Stonemasons, which is here. But the problem is the city itself can't provide for itself. So what they have are different areas that are going to serve different purposes. So you've got your mines and your miners who are going ahead and probably collecting the ore out of the mines and the resources that the mine provides, and they are sending them to Stormwind. You've got the Eastvale Logging Camp, which harvests and processes like lumber for some of Stormwind as well. And then you've got all of these little farms that are going to go ahead and provide food for the city of Stormwind as well. The problem that you see, can you turn the game volume down just a bit? I did, I think. So let me know how that is. The problem with cities like this and nobles is sometimes they can take advantage of the farmers and stuff, and they can take too much food and not pay them enough and things like that. So that is something that can be a little concerning. But so what you see is Elwynn Forest. It consists of not only a place where they train new recruits, but also they've got their miners, they've got their lumberjacks, they've got their blacksmiths, they've got their farmers, all conveniently placed nearby, so that they can go ahead and provide Stormwind and the army and the city with what it needs, from food to lumber to ore, and soldiers and so on. You've also got Goldshire, which is obviously it's got its blacksmith and stuff like that, which is great, and it's a great way for them to be able to like trade armor and like fulfill requests for like the city and stuff. But Goldshire also has an inn, so if you have people who are traveling from the surrounding areas, you've got somewhere for them to kind of like rest and relax before they make their journey either to Stormwind or from Stormwind to like Westfall or Duskwood or further. So yeah, hopefully that's a good enough explanation for you guys. If there's anything that I missed, feel free to comment it in the comments below or here in chat. So what we need to do now is we need to go back to Goldshire, and we are going to turn in the quest for Hogger. Really. So Ruthless wants to give me some gold. Aw, that's nice. Thank you. I'll take 1 gold. I won't take an excessive amount of gold, but that is 1 gold is good. Without all the dangers that are lurking around and stuff, it really is peaceful and lovely. The fascinating thing to me is that these cows and sheep are not restricted to actual like pens at farms and stuff. They just kind of wander the forest. So I don't know if these are animals that have escaped from their pens, or if it's just they couldn't build fences and they just kind of let them like do things that they wanted to do. Okay. Got a notification. I need to go. I really. One place that I also want to go ahead and explore is the Stone Cairn Lake. I want to see what's on this little island. I don't believe that I have. I don't know how many more quests that I've got here in Elwynn for now. So if we don't have anything, then I definitely want to go ahead and make sure to just like explore some things that we may not have explored yet. Open up. I want to go look at. I want to go look at this real quick. One moment. Okay, so what we see is that in Elwynn Forest, there are also houses and stuff that are spread throughout. This also looks like this is a graveyard option. I don't think that there are any like things that you kind of interact with. Looks like someone was recently um this may be an area where they store like shovels at like maybe like a tool shed or something. Um and then this wagon is probably where they go ahead and they transport the corpses of people who have fallen to this graveyard. Um so it doesn't seem like this is probably not like public graveyard because it seems way too small. So I wonder if this graveyard is like owned by some of the people from like these farms and stuff. So these are Defias. These are kids. These are the Britain Beckers. There's a lot of back and forth questing with the Tower of Azora. I should explore the Tower of Azora. That place gets named after. We can explore the Tower of Azora as well. I plan on exploring as much as possible before we move on to Westfall because I want you guys, both Twitch and then also YouTube people, to go ahead and see like how the game was in pre-Cataclysm and then post-Cataclysm. Yes, Tower of Azora is in Warcraft 1. Whenever we actually played Warcraft 1 to 3. So this is a nice, humble little house. There's not a bed, but, okay. Bradford Britain Becker sees a bug. Yeah, so these places, they're cool little houses and stuff, but they just don't have like beds and stuff. So is this like a temporary abode or like just their place during the day, and do they sleep in Stormwind or in Goldshire or what? Or is it just a design choice? They missed beds, I don't know. So the kids, I'm assuming they are just out here just playing and stuff. A lot of like farmers and peasants and things like that, they would have these wagons, and this would be a great way for them to like transport their crops, their produce from their livestock and stuff to different like places, whether they're trading them with fellow community members, or they're selling the goods to the city so that they can get money, so that they can repeat the cycle of like getting seeds and baby animals and things like that. Imagine living in a forest where spiders are this big. Absolutely insane. Since chat is talking about Warcraft 1, the thing is playing in classic era and anniversary and then retail and then going back and playing Warcraft 1 to 3, it was really neat seeing these different like locations in the RTS game. It really makes you appreciate like the classic era and the game just so much more. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn this into him. So what we can see is these are gray, so we're gonna have quests at some point.
Well met.
But Oh, that's rank 2. Hold on.
Go with honor, friend.
Go ahead and put these abilities. Lay on hands is good just in case we need to. I wish it automatically like upgraded stuff. Good. Let me guess, you need reagents for that, right? Hi pizza, how are you? We want to go ahead and sell really. I'm gonna go ahead and buy a wooden mallet just because we have a cracked slit. Probably want something other than like a gray weapon. That'll be good. As a paladin, I usually will sit there and not actually. I don't know if anyone does tailoring, but I got this pattern for red linen robe. I don't know if anyone wants this. And we are going to use this as
have a good one.
oh, so we actually got an item earlier. So when we killed that rare, he ended up dropping something which is called the collector's schedule. So this is a document that we actually got from that gnoll that was rare. Pizza says, I'm decent enough today. Lazy, sleepy day for me. I love that you went for a human pally. Pallies were my first class long ago. Yeah, so just to reiterate a point, with this archival journey that we're going on in Warcraft from beginning to end, I figured the best way to look into the Alliance starting off would be the human paladin, and then whenever we're doing this on board, we're going to be starting this off with an orc shaman. But I want people to realize that we're not going to just do these characters. We also will look at like the night elves, the undead, the tauren, trolls, the dwarves, the gnomes, because they all definitely have their own lore, and you can't get all of the lore in the game from simply just human and orc. We just started with human orc because that's where it all began. So yeah. Moss says quintessentially thematic Warcraft builds, human pally orc shaman. Exactly. That's exactly what we want. So yeah, we picked up this suspicious document from that gnoll that we killed. And so it's called the Collector's Schedule. Below is the process and schedule of Defias Gold Collection, our headquarters in West. Collection schedule, Sunday, 12:30. By each specified day, gold gained from the Elwynn mines will be gathered at the Brackenwall pumpkin patch. The agent in charge of these gatherings, the collector, will be known by the engraved ring he possesses, a ring I. Okay, so Defias are gathering gold from the mines, and then they're doing pickups at Brackenwell Pumpkin Patch. But the thing is whenever we went into the mines, a lot of them are filled with kobolds. So did they hire the kobolds to help them? A party from Defias headquarters will contact the collector, after which he will transfer the gathered gold. Be sure this process is performed without fail and with discretion. The collector is responsible for the transfer of gold, but ultimately it is the responsibility of each member of the Defias Brotherhood to ensure that his role is acted out with it. So it's gold. So that's what's in the mines in Stormwind is like gold. So it's just to make cash, because I don't think that you can really use gold much in many things. Remember, my brothers, we were once proud craftsmen. We'll perform our current duties with the same precision we used in our past trade. EVC. I heard Katos thinks he's... What? Who is this? Okay, so remember, my brothers, we were once proud craftsmen, so that's important. We were once proud craftsmen. EVC.
Need help? Well met.
Yes, Hogger has been a real pain for me and my men. You have something to report about the beast.
King's honor, friend.
Ha! Well done. I was starting to think no one would take down that monster. Here you are, Lorik, and thanks. That Gnoll was giving me a headache the size of Blackrock Spire.
What can I do for you?
What? We haven't had our people working the Elwynn mines for months. Let me see that note you have.
Greetings.
I've heard of this collector, but I didn't know whom he's working for. Thank you for the schedule. It will help us solve this mystery.
Might be with you.
If the collector is taking gold from our mines, then he's stealing from this kingdom. Bring the collector to justice, and bring me the ring mentioned in the pickup schedule you gave me. It may tell us whom the collector is working for. That pickup schedule says the collector is hiding out at the Brackwell pumpkin. You should search for him there.
For the Alliance.
Kraken. So that is that way. So we're going to go drop by the Tower of Azora really quickly, which will be pretty neat to kind of like check out. There's someone that's yelling at me. They're a human paladin. And then they're saying that I'm scared of PvP in general chat. Interesting. Their name is Astral Sword. That sounds like Ruthless, but I don't know. It also could be Moss. Moss could be doing it. You are not. So if you are watching this VOD from YouTube and you see me talking to myself, I'm usually talking and replying to viewers. So I'm going to try to be better about reading the messages from who they are from, so that you guys know who and what I'm referring. Well, Ruthless says it's not him, so I wonder who that is. Alright, so this is the Tower of Azora. So we've heard this referenced whenever we had to go up to the mine up here. So Tower of Azora, that means there must be someone in Azora that was here. Probably a wizard or something. And we had these little servants all around. So oh, this is nice and like really cool, like little whimsical. So what you can see is they have skulls and lots of books. So the thing about wizards and magic wielders is a lot of times they are pretty much intellectuals. So they're constantly performing like little experiments and stuff like that. as well as like trying to garner as much knowledge as they can. Okay, so whoever that person is, we're just going to ignore them. Because I don't... This music is... I think, like, this is probably some of the best music that we've had in the game. It's just very fun and silly. Morley Eberlane.
Something?
So if we wanted clothes, we could actually get that from here, which is cool. Oh, there's a crystal ball. So we have all our little servants and stuff. We have an enchanting trainer as well. And then Theocritus. It says you can interact with this, so I want to say, wait, what the fuck? This has to be in Redridge or something. So this has to be somewhere nearby. So this is a... So this must be a way that they... I'm assuming that what happens is the mages here use this to go ahead and spy on certain operations. Now, I don't know if this is attuned specifically to that tower that we just saw, or if they can attune it to other places as well. Yeah, that is really cool. So that's interesting. Yeah, this music is really good. It's such a contrast from what you get whenever you're outside, which is nice. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go to the Brackenwell camp. Okay, let's go this way. So again, if you didn't know, you can sit here and come and like take these pumpkins and you can eat them for food, which is great. Ruthless says that orb was the reason I wanted you to come here too. Oh, so you can see stuff? Yeah. I'm assuming, I think that's probably part of a quest line like you guys said. I can't quite remember because it's been so long since I've actually like played like human. If I were the collector, would I be in a house or would I... I just saw the collector. Morgan the collector. god, there are so many. There is no way. Holy. Thank you, Mystic Boogie, for the follow. I need to change those alerts, because that was whenever I had another theme for my stuff. Mystic Boogie says, nice to see you back on WoW. Thank you, Boogie. It's good to see you. This is what we're currently doing, if you're curious. You wanted me to intervene, or if you wanted the full death experience? You can intervene if you want to. There are a lot of enemies, and there's no world where I kill these guys. Actually, this person might. Oh, the mages are fighting, which is cool. While we are sitting here and... So these are the Drudge... So Serena Kaladin and Drudgemore. Beautiful. That mage was great. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead. I want to go look at Stonecairn Lake and Eastvale Logging Camp really quickly before we actually go on and take back the Collector's Ring and stuff. So what you can see here is that they actually... So earlier on, we found some thieves and stuff that kind of had tattered clothes and stuff. But what we're seeing from these models is that the closer we are, like the more important, like the mission with these guys, like, well, maybe not the most important mission, but as we start to quest more and more with the Defias, we start to see that they are a little more organized. They do have weapons, and they actually do seem to have pretty good, some of them have pretty good clothes and, like armor. One of the connecting factors is they all wear these red, bandanas, which in Classic era, rogue players really loved, grinding them because there was a chance to get a mask, a red mask, that was just highly sought after cosmetic wise, by rogues. Just playing into like the fantasy and stuff. Alright, we're gonna go to Eastvale Logging Camp really quick. Actually, we're gonna go up to the Stonecairn Lake really quickly. And then we'll go to the Eastvale Logging Camp, and then we will go back to, other places. believe that there are enemies up here. I don't. Careful. Sure, rifle. This is a little mining node that I really have wanted to get for a while. The problem is as you guys can see, it's right by a wolf den, so wolf dens have a lot of, well, wolves. Be ruthless. So we have to be a little careful. No Marlock. Okay. That's one thing I was worried about. I was like, are there going to be Marlocks here? I don't know. I just want to say thank you guys so far for coming and watching the stream, interacting, and the follows and the subs. That has absolutely been amazing. Thank you guys for that. You guys are very, very incredibly sweet. If you like this type of content, whether you are on Twitch or YouTube, please share this with your friends. VOD will be uploaded later today, or if not today, then latest tomorrow. I definitely want as many people as possible to see, just because I know that there are a lot of people who want to learn stuff, and to try to go. Okay, so this is Stone of Remembrance. This is the Hero's Vigil. And there are Defias rogue wizards. So not only do the Defias have like rogues and like warriors, it seems, but they also have mages. This music makes me think of a hero. Obviously it says Hero's Vigil, but it makes me think of someone who did like amazing things and that you would like look up to them. It gets back to like obviously Elwynn music, but this monument is dedicated to all those who have fallen in the protection of Stormwind. Our people have weathered unbelievable hardships to retain their freedoms and to control their own destiny. It is here we remember every sacrifice our citizens first war that rolled up. So, with that, we obviously know that, like in the first war, Stormwind was destroyed, and the Stonemasons Guild kind of went ahead and like rebuilt it. But the thing is we also have to, the thing that we have to realize is that also there are other hardships. They had a flood of humans coming from Lordaeron whenever Arthas was on his. It's been quite like there were people from Stormwind that went to Lordaeron after like the first war and everything, but also it was like there's so many people from Lordaeron that went to Stormwind whenever Arthas did their stuff. Are you super low on volume on purpose? My volume was all the way up and I can barely hear you. Oh no, have you guys not been able to hear me? Got you cranked and got everything else on my PC super low just so it's even? I can hear you. I just need to do some extreme balancing to do it. Okay. So yeah, what I want you guys to do, is that any better? Is this better? That's better. Okay. Yes. So if you guys are having trouble like hearing me, please let me know. So what we were saying is that so thank you for letting me know. So with Stormwind and everything, what happened is in the first war, Stormwind was destroyed. A lot of those like people, including Varian Wrynn, he was taken to Lordaeron to actually like find refuge for a little while. Fast forward to the future with Arthas making his rampage through Lordaeron and killing King Tyrannus and stuff. A lot of survivors from the Lordaeron slaughter ended up coming to Stormwind. So not only have they dealt with hardships of their city being destroyed, Stormwind-wise, but they've also had to provide for more than just their own citizen at different times in their life. Okay, I made it to where the sound can be like up more. So how is the sound quality of my voice now? I want to go ahead and make sure that that's sorted because it's been about an hour and a half and I thought my sound was fine, but apparently it has not been, which is fine. So I just want to make sure that this is all good before I resume. Quality and volume is good. Okay, cool. Perfect. Much better. Okay. Yeah, always don't be afraid to let me know ASAP if it's not great. So as we can see, this is the Eastvale logging camp. So obviously we have our peons who are sitting here and they're gathering lumber and stuff. But what you get is you also see that there's this big saw where they go ahead and they make sure to process their wood into lumber, which is obviously then sent out to like Stormwind and surrounding areas for different repairs and stuff. I don't know why you would shove an axe in a good piece of lumber like that, but okay, I guess. This looks like their version of a pickaxe. This is their axe. These are going to be their horses. I know that the Stormwind people are known for breeding really great horses that are used for a variety of things, from like transporting goods to being used as war mounts. And this is our local riding trainer where we'll eventually be able to go ahead and buy food and stuff. There's a doghouse in here, so I'm assuming that there's probably a farm dog that is either one of two things. And this is where, for those of you who don't know, for the last 12 or so years, I've been a professional dog trainer. So dogs on farms have different purposes. So you have livestock guardian dogs like Pyrenees and stuff that are meant to sit and just be with the livestock or the prey animals that, like the horses, cows, sheep, all of these things, and they are bred to ward off predators. You also have your herding breeds like border collies, who the farmers will use to go ahead and herd animals that have been put out to pasture to get them back home. So yeah, the more you know. There are a lot of the dogs that we have in our homes nowadays, they weren't originally like bred to just be like in houses and stuff. A lot of them were used by hunters and by farmers for a variety of like work tasks. And a lot of the obedience and stuff that you see in like tricks and training with dogs, a lot of those behaviors are derived from behaviors that hunters taught, like they're like animals. For example, healing, which is where the dog is right next to you and staying next to you, that originally was taught to hunting dogs, gun dogs, so that the dog would stay right there by their side, so that whenever the hunter shot the birds and stuff, the dog didn't get shot. And then they would send the dog out, get the animal, and then bring it back to like the person who was hunting the animals. So the more you know. Hopefully that was enlightening to you guys. I hate that they have a dog house, but they don't seem to have an actual dog on site. I think that could be cool. Oh, so you have different stuff that you can buy here. I didn't know this.
Be careful.
That's cool. So you've got obviously the work camp, and it looks like they've probably built their own little houses all around nearby, so that whenever people go ahead and they sleep, it's nearby, and then they can get to work just super early and just get it. It's probably some version of capitalism where they're just trying to make sure that they're being as productive as much as possible. I wish you could meet my sister's dog. He is truly the most polite, respectful, and well-behaved dog I've ever had the pleasure to interact with. She did an incredible job with him. That's lovely. I love that. I do love dogs. They are quite the remarkable creatures. This is such a wide, like, why is the music like this? And then there are books scattered throughout Azeroth that you can actually read. This one's called The Lethargy of the Orcs. So we can go ahead and read it. We'll go ahead and read books as we come across them. So this is when they had the orcs in internment camps. They captured Thrall and his people after they defeated them, after they came through the Dark Portal. So, Lethargy of the Orcs. Months passed and more orc prisoners were rounded up and placed within internment camps. As the camps began to overflow, the Alliance was forced to construct new camps in the plains south of the Alterac Mountains. To properly maintain and supply the growing number of camps, King Tyrannus levied a new tax on the nation. This tax, along with increased political tensions over border disputes, created widespread unrest. It seemed that the fragile pact that had forged the human nations together in their darkest hour would break at it. Amidst the political turmoil, many of the camp wardens began settling change come over their orc captives. Orcs' efforts to escape from the camp and fight amongst themselves had greatly decreased in frequency over time. The orcs were becoming increasingly aloof and lethargic. Though it was difficult to believe, the orcs, once held as the most aggressive race ever seen on Azeroth, had completely lost their will to fight. The strange lethargy confounded the Alliance leaders and take its toll on the rapidly weakening orcs. Some speculated that some strange disease contractable orcs brought about the baffling lethargy, but Archmage Antonidas of Dalaran posed a different hypothesis. Researching what little he knew of orc history, Antonidas said that the orcs had been under the crippling influence of demonic power for generations. He speculated that the orcs had been corrupted by these powers even before their first invasion of Azeroth. Clearly, demons had spiked the orc blood. In turn, the brutes had been granted unnaturally heightened strength, endurance, and aggression. Antonidas theorized that the orcs' lethargy was not actually a disease, but a consequence of racial withdrawal from the volatile warlock magics that had made them fearsome, bloodlusted warriors. Though the symptoms were clear, Antonidas was unable to find a cure for the orc's present condition. Then, too, many of his fellow mages, as well as a few notable alliance leaders, argued that finding a cure for the orcs would be an imprudent venture. Left to ponder the orc's mysterious condition, Antonidas' conclusion was that the orc's cure would have to be a spiritual one. There we have it. So you have orcs who were filled with demonic energy. They were kind of cut off from those powers, and that's kind of where they started kind of like becoming more lethargic. If you didn't know, if you read Lord of the Clans, the orcs and the Draenei actually lived on the same planet, and they were both living pretty peacefully together until the demons came and they convinced the orcs that the Draenei were demons, and then the orcs started killing them, slaughtering the Draenei in mass numbers. A lot of this comes back to the Burning Legion. They are the catalyst for a lot of different things. Where are we going? Oh yeah, we're going to Eldugan. All says the lethargy of the orcs, they're just like me for real. Honestly, I could sleep all the time if you let me. I wish I could sleep better. Oh my gosh, Arnota. Me and Moss were talking about this earlier. I won't let you. You have to stream and level. I'm glad that you guys seem to be enjoying this. I decided to post these VODs on YouTube because I had a request from people that they can't always catch my streams and they want to watch the YouTube videos. And it seems like you guys are enjoying this as well. This is going to take years to do. So this will be quite a long time. The benefit is there will be a lot more knowledge shared with you guys. And then also, we will sit here and have multiple Leroy Jenkins. We are going to be, there's going to be a lot of knowledge shared with you guys about like Warcraft from Classic all the way to current times. But also I'll have a few alts that I'll have. Okay.
See you later.
So I'm curious, does anyone have any projects going on right now? Please let me know. Whether it's in-game, out of game, Warcraft, not Warcraft. Now, you guys have probably seen the occasional griffin that is kind of like passing by. So the griffins are usually provided by and trained by the dwarves. They have a special affinity with griffins. So they are typically so they pretty much supply the Stormwind army with griffins, I believe. Suze says, hey, hun, it's been a while. Good to see you, Suze. Hopefully you're having a good day so far. Arnoda, I'm trying to get into better shape, but sadly this month has been bad due to heat, and the fires here are causing so much smoke, it's very unhealthy to go outside. Here in Chicago, we definitely dealt with a lot of the smoke, which was horrible. Luckily, it's kind of gone away for now. I hope it gets better for you soon. The smoke is brutal.
Light be with you.
Did you find the collector? Do you discover who he's working for? You found him. Well done, Lorik. You won't be collecting from the Elwynn mines again. And this ring you found is interesting. It's a membership ring for the old Stonemasons Guild. Why would a lowly thief have an artisan guild ring? Why are the Defias thieves collecting mines? Difficult question. I hope one day we'll...
For the Alliance.
Have it, guys. The Defias Brotherhood have this guy had a ring that's from the Stonemasons Guild. If you recall, the Stonemasons Guild rebuilt Stormwind after Stormwind was destroyed in the First War. I'm doing alright, counting down the days to BlizzCon, getting anxious. Susie, I'll be there. I'll be at BlizzCon, so I look forward to seeing you. If you guys didn't know, I am going to BlizzCon this year. So if any of you guys are going, I would love to meet you. It will be my first BlizzCon. And it's looking like it should be pretty stacked. Hopefully we get Classic Plus announcement, which we should. Hopefully we get the Last Titan stuff, which should be good. I've heard people whispering that they think that we might get some Heroes of the Storm, which would be cool. We have others that are saying things like things like Diablo and stuff. That was cool. So we'll see what it's like. I don't know. Guys, are we done with Stormwind? I mean, are we done with Elwynn? This is the only quest we have. This and then Stormpike delivery, but we can't go to Lochmoden yet because the fact that it is red, so it's way too high of a level. So I think that we're done with this place. What we can do is yeah, I know we can go there. I'm going to check Questy. This is one thing that I like to do, is to make sure that I didn't miss anything. Reload, go to Questy. And then you can just open the map. And you can see things. So, it looks like we have missed things. Down in here. So it looks like what I did is I did not sit here and explore as fully as I wanted to. So let's go and talk about that for a minute. In classic World of Warcraft, obviously whenever the game first came out, one, it came out in 2004, so the internet really wasn't a big thing at that point. And then we also didn't have all these add-ons like Questy and stuff. So the thing about this MMO, whenever it was released, is it was kind of like a casual experience where it wants you to go ahead and just explore the world as much as possible. So obviously without Questy, I just re-enabled it and saw that there are quests that we can like get down here. It wants you to explore all of its different zones. There are a few different places that I didn't explore. I forgot that I did actually sit here and explore this mine, but whenever I saw these farms, I didn't go and thoroughly explore these, so I didn't see the quests there. And then also you see that this has got this like brown film kind of stuff over it. This means I haven't explored these areas. So make sure that whenever you're in Classic WoW, you're going and you're like exploring as much as you want. If you are wanting to go ahead and get all of the story in like the in each of the like expansions and in Classic, you always want to do as much exploring as possible. If you don't want to though, that's completely fine. You're not going to be punished for sitting here and like leaving these things. Alrighty, we're back. Sorry. So our notice says, I think another big thing was the items that start quest chains. Those were always hard for me to find or figure out. So that is the thing. Add-ons and things like that are mandatory if you are trying to get every single quest in the game. Like when I did my Lore Master journey in chronological order on my Alliance character, where I did every quest in the game, I had to use add-ons because there are a lot of like quests that only start from items that you get off of mobs, and some of those tend to have extremely low drop rates, which obviously isn't desirable. So unless you're sitting here and you're just killing hundreds of these things and you get lucky to get that drop, you may not see some of these quests. The good thing is that there are a lot of these items that they're not super important for like the story and stuff like that. But I will say that there are specific quest chains where if they're sending you on kill quests, in the quest chain, it might be intended that you're sitting there and supposed to pick something up off of a body. So what can happen is if you don't do that with some quest chains where you're not looting and you're not picking up specific items to start quests, you may be like hard locked out of that, well, soft locked out of that quest until you go back and find that item. So yeah. Okay, so we are going to go down and explore these farms just because we just didn't do that, and that is not great. I fully expect in this journey to have missed quests, and that's why I will periodically turn Questy back on so that we can go ahead and go do these. I like doing these quests because it just helps my guy level up, which is great. We obviously need as many levels as we can get. Right. So here's this one and this one. So I think that these are two separate farms, meaning obviously they're separate, but I think they're two different families. So this is the McClure Vineyards. So it's likely that they produce a lot of like grapes and things like that. Gerard Tiller.
Hey there.
Farming is thirsty work, and I'm always looking for refreshing spring water. If you have any, then I'm willing to make a trade. Sure, we'll give him some water. So that's something that you can just do if you want to go ahead and if you want to sit there and go ahead and get like free food, you can give some of your water to him. So Maybelle McClure and Pa McClure. Then Joshua. Assuming a vintner maybe has wine. Oh, I'm cursed. My heart belongs to Tommy Joe Stonefield, but our families are bitter enemies. so I can't see him, even though my eyes ache to gaze upon that handsome face. Please take this letter and give it to Tommy Joe. He's usually at the river to the west of the Stonefield farm, which is due west of here.
See you later.
Wonder if we can read it. And Tommy Joe, with each passing hour, my heart withers from your absence. Oh, if only our folks could see beyond the silly crimes they have done to each other, and know that the only true crime is hate. It consumes, and I fear in these dimming times that hate will take hold of more than just our families. If they realize this, then we could, at long last, be together. It is for that day I hope, and for that day I live. Your love, Maybelle. So, with this quest, this is a good time to say that Blizzard has taken a lot of inspiration from pop culture and other notable pieces of literature throughout time. So this is obviously going to be a quest line that is kind of a callback to Romeo and Juliet. Ruthless says, "Are you in a guild, Katos?" I am not. I am most definitely not. I don't know if I want to make a guild for this and just gather a lot of little lore lovers. But if there's interest in me creating a guild on Dreamscythe, that could be fun. Now what is the level 63 Draenei mage doing? This is the Stonefield farm. Tables are empty. They have, seems like watermelon and cabbages and stuff. Huh. Okay. Over here. Brackwell Pumpkin Patch. That's where. Stonefield. The Brackwells have a prize-winning pig, Princess. Sow is huge, and she got that way from sneaking over here and eating my veggies. So before she comes to our fields, Princess must die. Bring me her collar as proof of the deed, and I'll give you something for your time. Princess is usually over at the Brackenwell Pumpkin Patch, to the east and beyond the McClure farm. Get her before she gets hungry and comes back here. Just killing someone else's pig.
Safe travel.
This is the, I think the Fire Festival, tabard, Ruthless.
Hey there.
I lost my necklace, and I think that gutter snipe Billy McClure took it. He's usually scuttling like a rat around the McClure vineyards east of here. Get my necklace back from me, and you'll warm an old widow's heart.
Safe travels.
Okay. So what we have to do is we also need to find... Stonefield. He's usually at the river to the west of the Stonefield farm, which is due west of here. Okay, so he's down here. Got it. Oh my god, there are so many gnolls. Holy crap. They pulled everything.
Hello.
You have what? Maybelle's the light of my dull life. Hurry, let me see her letter.
Good day to you.
I can't stand us being apart. I have to see her.
Hey there.
Please, Lorik, talk with my grandma. If anyone can find a way to bring me together with Maybelle, she can. She's inside our house east of here.
See you around.
So it doesn't look like there's any watermelons here that you can, like, really, like to gather to, for yourself.
You need something?
While our families are feuding, Tommy Joe and Maybelle don't have much of a future, but maybe we can get them together for just a little while. What can we do?
King's honor, friend.
I bet Willem Pestle has a potion you and I are two young lovers. Here, take this note to William. He's staying at the Lion's Pride Inn in Goldshire. Okay, so we need to go to him. We need to go to kill Princess. So we'll go ahead and go take care of Princess because of the fact that that's all the way over there. Alrighty. So, let's talk to Billy McClure. I think he's gonna want pies or something. You lost the what? Well, I ain't taking no necklace because I ain't no thief. I might know who did it, but... He smiles. I'm too hungry to remember. Maybe if I got a pie, I could tell you who has that necklace. And you know, I think that old Bernice lady at the other farm makes great pork belly pies. Maybe if you gave her some chunks of boar meat from the boars that hang around our farms and told her what it's for, she'd bake up a pie for you. This kid is literally like conning an old woman. And there's a lot of boars that are here, so they probably eat quite a bit of the produce that they're growing here. If you don't know, boar, especially in America and stuff, they tend to be a pest. They ravage farms. So permits to hunt them are... I don't know if you even need permits to hunt them. I think you can just hunt them as much as you want because they reproduce so quickly. And they're so destructive to farms and stuff. One of the most comedic thing about a lot of these quests is it might require you to get different parts of like the animal or the person or whatever. And it's always funny because it's like chunk of boar meat. We should have killed 4 boar, and we should have gotten 4 pieces of boar meat from 4 boar. But instead, it's almost like none of them have meat. On them. So the drop rates can be a little bit insane sometimes because it's like, hey, I had to kill 24 like boar to get 4 pieces of meat. So from a game design perspective where it's sitting there and it's trying to get you to level and stuff, that's cool. But also in the like, sometimes it breaks immersion a little bit. You're telling me that this boar doesn't have a head? Like what? What? Jared's landing. So this music that's coming on makes me think that this place might be a little bit dangerous. There are a lot of Defias here. And there's a goblin here. Why is there a... Oh, yeah, no. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. We might die. That is so many. I was gonna go raid that chest. Now, the funny thing about goblins is goblins very much are opportunistic. So, in the actual, like, game, most of the time, they are completely satisfied working with both the Horde and the Alliance because they're just opportunistic. The way goblins are written in the Warcraft universe, that they're just, like, really greedy and they just want gold and money and wealth. So they kind of get that wherever they can. Now, asking you guys, is there anything, like, so I've been talking about a lot of things and I've been teaching about a lot of things. Is there anything that I have missed so far that you guys think you might want a little bit of expansion on, or something that I should bring up, or what? I think that person that was bothering me is gone, so I can put the general chat back in the main window. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go progress to Princess's place. Now the Brackwells, they don't seem to like. They don't seem to like their pig keeps coming over to other people's farms and being like taking like, and obviously like destroying their crops and stuff like that. You would think that they would have a conversation about it or something, or maybe they actually already have. But if they didn't and we're just going to kill the pig, it's kind of like, is that really the best way of doing things? Yeah, I don't know. This princess and her entourage. Hey, got their collar and everything. Oh. let's go ahead and go this way. We like just taking a little. We like to just go into the woods. We like nature. But in older games like this, it would always give you tips to stay on the roads because if you left the roads, there was a lot more danger. So, if you were traveling to one part of the continent or other, top to bottom or cross continent, you had very specific points in that you had to hit. And some of those points may have been a little higher in level. And so if you left the road, it would mean death. Obviously, you can see that whenever you die here, if you're sitting here and you die, it can take a little long to get back to your body. So whenever you were traveling these long distances, definitely stay on the road. Or if possible, go ahead and have a flight. I can get this. Okay. I'm going to take some screenshots. Go ahead and document the journey. Okay, so not here yet, so we have to go to the other place. Got it. I'm gonna eat some of my food real quick.
What can I do for you?
Did you see her yet? Did you get her?
Well met.
Thank goodness that pig was getting so big she'd eaten our whole crop. Thank you, Lorik. Now, do either of these suit you? Racers do.
See you around.
Leveled up.
Hello. See you around. How are you?
I don't think it's right feeding the boy who stole my necklace in the first place, but if that's what it takes to get back what's mine, then so be it. You have that boar meat?
Good day to you.
Oh, this wild boar meat is tough. Simmer it enough and it's sure to make for some tasty pie.
Hey there.
Here you go. And when you give this pie on that to that Billy, you tell him I hope he chokes on it.
Safe travels.
Okay. So what you can see is earlier whenever we were level 10, the Stormpike delivery was red, and now it's orange. And then you see that this is yellow, and then these two are green. If quests in your quest log are green, that usually was an indication that, hey, this is pretty safe to go ahead and do. You should have no worry. Yellow is like, okay, this is safe to do, but there might be a little bit of risk involved. The orange is like, okay, you're pushing your boundaries a little bit, and then red, I interpret it as, obviously, no, you cannot do this. This is way too high of a level, and you will die. apparently half of retail servers went down, and apparently classic era servers are down. PBC is still okay? Ugh, I'm starving. Do you have that pie for me, Lorik? Yum, this pie is the best. I think my memory is coming back to me. I was playing near the Fargo Deep Mine, and I think I dropped, I saw the old lady's necklace. Don't ask me how it got there, it wasn't me. Well, anyway, I saw this big gold-toothed kobold pick up the necklace and run into the mine. Go find that kobold, and you'll find the necklace, I swear. There's a DDoS attack on retail servers and also on... Okay. And on classic era product. Okay. I go find Goldtooth. Assuming he's inside the barn. Now the good thing is you can sit here and you can over level a lot of these things, and then what will happen is whenever you do so, it makes it easier to go ahead and come to these places and like do these quests and get like quick XP and stuff. Arg the Taskmaster. That's just a rare. There he is. I left that chest because they would have come down here and they would have gone ahead and killed this thing, and then I would have had to wait for him to respawn. So that's why I went ahead and left the treasure chest, because I was just like, eh. Alright. And now I can go ahead and leave. There's something oddly satisfying about like the noise of like mining. I don't know why. So when you're sitting here and you're leveling up in World of Warcraft, obviously if you get profession, what you ideally want to do is you go ahead and make sure to not only do your questing, but you also want to stop and smell the roses and do your professions as well. Because the thing is if I don't do any mining right now, I'm going to end up in higher level zones, and then whenever I need to actually have some mining stuff, I'm not going to be able to mine those nodes, because there are different nodes, different types of nodes, that require different skills levels. So make sure that whenever you are sitting here and doing this, go ahead, and if you're really interested in professions, try to do your professions during times where it's like you're also like questing and stuff as
Hello.
well. Oh, Lorik, have you found my necklace?
You need something?
Oh, you found it. Thank you. Thank you, dear. Here, take this. It was my husband's, and he always said it was lucky. If only he didn't forget it on his last campaign. So she lost her husband whenever he went on his last campaign.
Have a good one.
Whether that was to war, it was probably to war, or maybe he was a miner, in the mines, and something happened there. Alright, now we're going to William Pestle. We're gonna go get this potion. If there's any. Nope. So William Pestle was the guy that we had to collect candles and stuff for him earlier on. So we're gonna come back in here.
What can I do for
You have a note from Grandma Stonefield. I haven't seen Mildred in years. Wonder what she has to say. Wait. Oh yeah, I want to read this. Hello, William. It's been years since we've spoken, but I trust you and your brother are well, and that your apothecary thrives. I must ask a favor of you, William. In short, my grandson Tommy Joe has lost his heart to young Maybelle McClure, and although they adore each other, our families have been feuding for years. I fear the war between the Stonefields and the McClures will kill Tommy Joe and Maybelle's blossoming. And in times like these, where dark news and rumors loom over, youth and love must be nurtured. So the favor, I ask that you use your skills and concoct a potion or elixir to aid these young lovers in their quest for each other. Thank you, William. Please, when you have some time away from work, come visit. We'll have a few chuckles over the past. Oh, so what did Milk didn't have going on where they love?
You need something? How are you?
My heart goes out to those two poor souls, Bill and Tommy Joe. I remember being young and in love once. There must be something I can do to help them. Let me think.
Hello.
I can make an invisibility liquor for Maybelle. Slip away from McClure Vineyards. Go to Tommy Joe. Make the liquor, I need some kelp. Although the kelp usually grows in the ocean, sometimes Murlocs collect it. See if the Murlocs near Crystal Lake have any. Crystal Lake is just east of Goldshire.
Safe travels.
So, this place. It all comes back to Murlocs. Absolutely. Just like Moss just said, Crystal Lake is at Friday the 13th.
What can I do for
Lord Robert seems to have been hurt here. Murlocs aren't as dangerous now since we've kind of over-leveled them. Well, I'm here. Hi, Paul. How are you? You're having a good day so far. Go up here. Got it. All right. The noise is iconic. I need to capture some of these sounds and then... Well... This is another comedic thing. Whenever Murlocs and other enemies get stuck in their little abodes, can't do anything. So, I'm not even going to be able to, like, do that right now. Like that. Because of the fact that... that thing's stuck. And whenever you're stuck in combat, you can't do treasure stuff. Alrighty. Go back here. Cole says lazy Sunday fading in and out of naps. Oh yeah, if you can handle 3 Murlocs at once, you're over leveled. Your outfit for your pally is looking a bit more put together. It is. So that's the thing. That's the fun thing about it. And that's why I think that a lot of people are like... That's not why, but... One of the things that I saw talked about recently was transmog and whether it should be in Classic Plus or not. And I can get different sides of the argument. Obviously, some people want their character to always look good. But then there are other people who... They like that you can have specific, like... pieces of gear, and it shows you what that person has kind of accomplished in the game. So I don't exactly know where I fit on the should transmog be in Classic Plus or iterations of the game. Because I can see both sides of the argument. Yeah, obviously you want your person to look nice, but also it's like, and it's a fantasy game with lots of like magic and stuff like that. I'm sure there are tons of spells that make people look or their clothes look specific types of ways. But I also know where it's like, hey, I can walk up to this level 40-something person who is wielding this specific weapon, and I know what kind of quest that they've been on to go ahead and get that weapon. So, I don't know. But you mentioning him being put together made me think about that.
Hey there.
You have that crystal kelp. I'm sure Maybell is anxious for bow.
What can I do for you?
Got them. Good show. Now just one moment while I concoct the potion.
Need something?
Take long. Invisibility liquor is ready for you, Lorik.
Good day to you.
Take this invisibility liquor to young Maybell. It should last long enough for her to visit Tommy Joe.
See you around.
And we get some health potions off of this. Huh? What is this? I don't know. this is two people that have come. And the guy's name is not Lorik. Like, his name isn't Kados. So it's like, okay. Okay, whatever. I don't know what's going on today. It has to be a viewer. It has to be a viewer or two. Because I'm having multiple people coming up to me and knowing my name and stuff. So, I am confusion. I'm nothing but confused. Some of you are gaslighting me more than likely. I think some of you are gaslighting me. I don't know who to trust anymore. At least that one was friendlier. The other guy was being weird. The comments that they were making, I was like, Do you think this is a result of you, like, promoting the Azerothian archives on other platforms? Maybe? I don't know. I honestly don't know. If I'm being honest, I don't know how much traction I get on Twitter, because that's where I promote the Azerothian archive stuff. So I don't know. I don't know if the priest seemed like he was friendly. The other guy was, what his name was, Astral Sword or something, Astral Blade or whatever. And I'm just like, I don't know if you're being friendly or if you're just being a troll or trying to be toxic or what. I mean, if it's getting people to come and look at the series and, like, learning about the game, that's great. Ponytail has too many polygons to be classic. Well, it's TBC anniversary.
How are you?
Did you deliver my letter to Tommy Joe? What did he say?
Good day to you.
Oh my, I feel guilty deceiving my family, but my feelings for Tommy Joe are just too strong to ignore. Thank you, Lorik. I'll drink this liquor as soon as I have the chance and sneak away to my love. And for you, please take this.
See you around.
Alright, I believe that is officially all done. That's the only thing that has me guarded. I hope no one acts a fool here. Absolutely. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see, I guess. Checking. Yeah, I'm like, I don't quite know. I don't quite know who these people are or anything. And let's see. We're going to look at Questy again real quick. So I think the only quest is the one that is, yeah, this is the only quest. It's Furlbrow's Deed. And that is the... from the Defias. Or like the... It's supposed to be a breadcrumb for Westfall. So this is one of those quests that I was talking about. You have to like farm specific mobs and stuff. And it's just not dropping right now. I'll sit here and I'll do some more Defias grinding real quick and see if we can find it. But we may not get it. Because as you'll see, Furlbrow is he's someone that's notable in Goldjar. Not Goldjar, Westfall. Why? I just want to kill him. Die. No, you can't. I'm too low level. Okay. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go to this farm really quickly and see. Let's do this. So I was running around a new open world zone in Final Fantasy 14 and open a random chest. And it had a carrot in it and it's worth 3 million gil. Does the carrot do something? Is it for something in Final Fantasy 14? I'm assuming probably. I didn't need to join his group because he's doing something else. I think he thinks that I was sitting here and doing this quest line, but I'm just not. Looking up, apparently it spawns another rare chest and gives a title. Well, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna take the money or are you gonna get the title and stuff pulled? Priorities. Which is your priority? I think I'm going to take the money and run. Honestly, you could probably, that could put you closer to your house goals. Speaking of houses and housing, I heard that Final Fantasy 14 devs are taking notes from World of Warcraft's housing system. So World of Warcraft definitely, they definitely nailed housing in terms of like building and stuff. There's a lot of good, and it's very accessible for players as well, which is... They've been tight-lipped about new housing changes, but I'm very happy with my house. That's great. Yeah, they said that they're definitely taking notes on World of Warcraft's. I'll have to check it out. You'll have to post pictures in the Discord and game stuff and stuff. Cole, your house in 14. Arnotis says, I like housing. I just wish they made it where you could use items times without having to buy multiple. Yeah, I like that it's a little realistic like that, but I also get where people are coming from, where they're like, oh my god, I'm filling my inventory with like all this stuff, and I'm having to spend way more money buying multiple things. Because there are a lot of items that are built that are used to make other like things. There are people who are like primarily interior designers in this. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's the thing about Final Fantasy 14 and like WoW and a lot of these games, that you can truly play the game like however you want. I don't think he's. Do the houses in WoW work with the neighborhood system? Yes, there is a neighborhood system. Nope. Okay. What I might do is I'm go ahead and just fire, because it doesn't seem like I'm getting lucky with these drops for the breadcrumb. Because it takes you, and you've got this quest. As soon as you walk in, there's a guy right here. If you didn't know. This person very much does not want to be in a group with me, which is fine. Arno just says, I mean, in WoW, I run a trade empire. You just collect a lot of things and you sell them on the auction house. Stuff. That's what... The collectors and the people who are making a lot of gold and stuff, like, gold farmers are, like, insane. In 14, you have houses in a specific neighborhood, and it makes it more realistic, but also makes houses much more of a scarce availability. Yes, I was in a guild house once, and I think that housing is really, like, it's a cool concept. I'm not saying that Final Fantasy is bad by any means. It's got a lot of great stuff. Alright, and with that, you guys, I think we are done with the archive stuff today. I think we are done with the archive stuff today. Just because it's like Westfall is a big zone in its own, and this has already been almost a 3-hour stream, so it's like we're done with Westfall now. So why not just go ahead and end it right here? And then in the next episode, which is probably going to be tomorrow, I believe. What is it? Tomorrow at 5 p.m. CST. We'll do like more archive stuff. Yes, I'm likely going to upload this to YouTube sometime today. I don't really have much editing that I need to do for it. I just need to cut out some of the beginning and some of the BRB stuff. But otherwise, yeah, it'll be uploaded today. So if you guys want to follow me on YouTube, please do. The YouTube is now in there now. And that would be much appreciated. I am putting all the VODs on here, and I am doing a lot of I think I'm gonna start making some talk pieces that I'm gonna post to YouTube, which should be like super interesting. Or you forget you got a job. Congratulations, Paul. You'll have to message me and tell me all about it. It'd be great. Congratulations. In this economy, that is a big big achievement. Yeah, I'm excited for you. Hopefully it works out well for you and you're happy with it. Absolutely, I'm glad that you guys hung out. Like I said, if you guys have enjoyed this and you guys enjoy this content, please go ahead and follow. If you want to subscribe, you can, no pressure. On YouTube, definitely like and subscribe. Definitely free and it helps videos and stuff. But otherwise, we have pretty much done what we kind of like set out to do here in Elwynn Forest. Our next destination is Westfall. My new life goal in this economy is to become a house husband to a rich guy, honestly. So we're gonna do a quick little recap. So, what we know of Elwynn Forest whenever we got into that we are a Knight of the Silver Hand and we've been recruited army. The Stormwind army is lacking in. They sent out to fight the very threats that are out there. Well, while a lot of the there are kobolds, there are bears, there are wolves, there are gnolls, there are murlocs, even the Defias Brotherhood that are pillaging, stealing resources from the forest. Whenever you take from Elwynn Forest, that also hurts Stormwind. Elwynn is made up of humans, and in Northshire, what you see is that's an app of a relation. And you've got your gold bar where you can rest for your inn. There's also a blacksmith. You've got various farms all over the place, which provide got your various mines where they mine. Great for but also other reasons that are going there. Then you've got the Eastvale logging camp that is going to be a great way for to go ahead and get lumber processed so that it can be provided. If you ever go out and you check out Stonecairn Lake, there's a here that you tell in. So with that, our next time, what's going to happen is we are going to go ahead and next time what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make our way into Westfall. It seems like the Defias Brotherhood might be connected to this organization called the Stonemasons Guild. And we know the Stonemasons were the ones that rebuilt Stormwind after it fell to the Horde in the First War. So, are the Defias Brotherhood and the Stonemasons Guild connected? I guess you guys are going to have to tune in next time to figure that out. So yeah. You guys have been absolutely incredible so far in engaging with the stream and like talking about your theories and discussing with me the different aspects of Elwynn Forest. We have a long way to go from classic all the way to current times. So yeah. Thank you guys for hanging out. Next time, catch me for Westfall. All right. Have a wonderful day. Mwah. Bye.